Hello boys, welcome back to another session of video tutorials, and this session is meant for class 11th biology students, and this is for 23rd January 2021. As all of us know that we are into the revision mode and we are revising each chapter. And in the first round of revision, I had given you revision notes, and this second round, I am just giving you a test paper with answers. This will give you an idea about what are the important concepts to be focused on each chapter. Second, type of questions that you are going to face in the board exam or annual exam, and then how to present your answers. So this will prepare you better for your annual exam. So here we go. So in this test paper, you have got 1 mark questions, 2 mark questions, and 3 marks questions. Okay. So since it is partially having syllabus for your batch, most around say 70% of the syllabus in this chapter is deleted. Only 30% is there. That's why there is no 5 mark question from this, right? It is only 1 mark, 2 mark, and 3 marks. So with that background, let's go. Question 1. Which tissue has fat globules? Question 2. Name 2 anticoagulants. Coagulation of blood, blood clotting. Anticoagulation of blood means blood not clotting. Question 3. Name the type of epithelium that lines inner surface of stomach. Question 4. What causes fatigue and muscle fibers? Fatigue of the muscle fibers. Why muscles become weak? Question 5. Discuss the structure of Haversian system in the histology of bone. So you try to recollect that TS of bone, transverse section of bone. Next, question 6. Distinguish between myosin and actin filaments. I said mechanism of muscle contraction, remember? And 2 proteins, muscle proteins, myosin and actin. Next, question 7. What are chondrocytes? Where are they found? Recollect from your memory bones. Question 8. Name the major class of plasma protein and mention their functions. Now 3 mark questions. Question 9. What is the function of nephridia? Next. How do erythrocytes transport oxygen and carbon dioxide in the blood? Question 11. Describe the different types of connective tissue on the basis of matrix. So take a paper, start writing the answers, and support your answer with a beautiful sketch and label it properly. Always try to draw a diagram wherever you feel that the answer can be enhanced. Okay. Now, after writing the answers, you may take around 30 to 40 minutes and come back to the answer session. Compare your answers with the answers that I am providing here. First one, of course, fat globules, adipose tissue. And second, heparin and antiprothrombin. These are the 2 anticoagulants. They do not make the blood to clot. Anticoagulants, heparin and antiprothrombin. Question 3. Columnar epithelium. Our stomach has got very strong one. Question 4. Fatigue of muscle fibers is caused by accumulation of, yesterday only we discussed, lactic acid and other changes in it due to prolonged contraction. Remember that anaerobic respiration, whenever you are playing games, whenever you are running, or whenever you are doing any sports activity without warming up, if you start directly participating, what happens? Your muscle is deficient of oxygen. In the deficiency of oxygen, the glucose undergoes the fermentation, and the product that is formed inside your muscle is lactic acid. Lactic acid makes your muscle tight. So we say muscle catch. That is the reason. So the muscles become quickly tired. Question 5. Bone consists of connective tissue having matrix surrounded by periosteum. In mammalian bone, Haversian canal, which carry blood vessels and nerves of the bone, are surrounded by number of concentric lamellae or intercellular matrix and bone. Better you draw a diagram for this, that will be enhancing your answer. And then muscles, we said two proteins, most important, and I also said the myasthenia gravis, remember? Myosin filament, actin filament. It is found only in A band, it is found in I band, also projects in A band. Actin filament is present in both. It is thick, 100 angstroms. It's thinner, 50 angstroms only. Cross bridges are present, cross bridges are absent. About 1500 myosin filaments are found per myofibril, muscle fiber. About 3000 actin filaments are found per myofibril. Question number 7. Chondrocytes are mature cartilage cells placed in a lacuna of the cartilage matrix. Chondrocytes occurs in clusters of 2 or 3 cells in small spaces called lacunae. 3 major classes of plasma proteins are serum, serum globulin and fibrinogen. Functions of plasma proteins: providing body immunity, prevention of blood loss, retention of fluids in the blood, and transport of material. These are the important functions that plasma proteins perform: serum, serum globulin and fibrinogen. And then most important, it is maintaining pH of the blood. If pH is not maintained, lot many negative things will happen in our body. Conducting heat to skin for dissipation. Question number 9, of course, nephridia, coiled, tubular, duct-like organs, filter and remove waste from an earthworm's body. It regulates the volume and composition of the body fluids because it also follows osmoregulation. Question number 10a. Erythrocytes consists of red colored pigment called hemoglobin. Other name for this is RBC, red blood cells, hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is a complex protein and is composed of a protein called globin, Fe2 plus porphyrin ring called heme. Hemoglobin transports 2 in the form of oxyhemoglobin from the lungs to the tissues. When oxyhemoglobin reaches the tissues where there is low oxygen pressure, oxyhemoglobin dissociates into oxygen and hemoglobin. It is oxyhemoglobin dissociates into oxygen and deoxyhemoglobin. First it is hemoglobin, then it is carbon dioxide will be combining. CO2 producing in the tissues reacts with the amines and radicals of the hemoglobin and forms carboxyhemoglobin and is transported outside the form. Question number 11. On the basis of matrix, connective tissues are of 2 types. Connective tissue proper, it connects and supports many tissues and organs. Its matrix is dense. In that areolar tissue is a loose connective tissue that consists of meshwork of collagen. You must remember this collagen, elastic tissue and reticular fibers. With many connective tissue cells in between the meshwork of fibers, they secrete collagen and elastin proteins in the fibers. Next, second one is adipose tissue. This is a loose connective tissue composed of adipocytes. It is technically composed of roughly only 80% of fat. Its main role is to store energy in the form of lipids, although it also cushions and insulate the body. Next, supportive connective tissue. It consists of following types of connective tissue. Cartilage, the most important one. This is a flexible connective tissue. Cartilage is composed of specialized cells called chondroblasts. And unlike other connective tissues, cartilage does not contain blood vessels. Look at that, cartilage. Next, bone. The matrix consists of bone cells, osteocytes, fibers and ground substance impregnated by calcium phosphate. That's why we need to, if our bones have to be strong, we need to consume foods that are rich in calcium. But at the same time, we need to take precautions also, because higher the calcium intake, there is a possibility of kidney stones. So you need to balance both. And of course, along with calcium phosphate, calcium carbonate, magnesium phosphate, and calcium fluoride, all these make bones strong. Due to these salts, it becomes very hard and forms skeletal support of the body. So these are the important connective tissues that we need to understand. So in the next session, we will take one more chapter and one more test paper we will answer, so that you have an idea about the important